Hello everyone, welcome to the English Echo. We're very happy you're here today. Today we're going to practice English together in a simple and relaxing way. I'm Sam.
And I'm Sophia.
We're happy you're here today.
Let's learn together. So, have you ever had a morning where absolutely everything goes wrong? You know, you wake up late.
Oh, definitely.
Right, you spill hot coffee on your clean shirt, you miss your train to work, and then you look at your phone and you see a mountain of unread messages from your boss. Suddenly, you feel like your entire life is a disaster. Today, we're looking at why our minds do this. Why do we turn small rainstorms into massive hurricanes?
It is so easy to let a bad morning ruin your whole week. The stress builds up quickly and suddenly you feel completely overwhelmed. Many English learners share this feeling with us. Life can be very loud and demanding.
It really can.
Today, we want to practice handling those heavy, difficult emotions. We will explore how to stay calm and safe, even when the world around you feels crazy.
And it usually starts with the words we use. When we have a bad day, the way we speak to ourselves is incredibly important. The words we choose actually build the reality we live in. Let's think about that mountain of unread emails at work.
Right.
You feel upset, and you might naturally say to yourself, I am a failure, or, I am so angry right now.
That is a trap we all fall into. We make a very common mistake with our language. We take a temporary feeling, something that will only last a short time, and we turn it into our permanent identity. We say, I am angry, instead of saying, I feel angry right now.
Which seems really small.
The difference seems very small, yes, but it changes everything in your mind.
But wait, does changing one little word really make a difference? If I drop my phone on the ground and it breaks, I am mad. Saying I feel mad does not fix my broken phone. Why does the brain care about this small difference in grammar? How does changing I am to I feel actually help me?
Well, it does not fix your phone, but it fixes your brain's reaction. Your brain has a built-in alarm system. When you say I am, there is no space between you and the emotion. You become the anger.
I see.
You are telling your brain's alarm system that the danger is actually inside of you. But when you say, I feel, you create distance. You tell your brain that this emotion is just an experience passing by. It is not who you are, and it will eventually leave. This naturally calms the alarm system down.
That makes a lot of sense. Saying I am means the feeling is a permanent fact. It makes me feel stuck, like there's no way out of the bad mood.
Exactly.
But saying I feel means the emotion is just visiting me for a few minutes or a few hours. It is like a temporary guest in my house. It will leave soon.
Yes, a temporary guest.
Yeah.
When you believe you are the sadness, you feel trapped inside it. By just saying, I feel, you take a step back. You can watch the feeling happen, but you do not let it become your whole identity. You remind yourself that you are separate from the stress.
Since our feelings are separate from us, we need a good way to picture this in our minds. A very helpful comparison is the sky and the weather. Imagine the vast sky above us. It holds every single kind of weather.
That's a beautiful picture.
It holds soft white clouds, heavy rain, bright lightning, and howling wind.
All of that extreme weather passes through the sky, but the sky itself never breaks. The bright lightning does not damage the sky. The heavy freezing rain does not wash the sky away.
It just passes through.
Right. The scary storm eventually passes, and the sky is still there, exactly the same as it was before the rain started.
So we can think of our difficult emotions like that bad weather. When you feel deep sadness, anxiety, or fear, those feelings are like heavy, dark clouds. They make everything in your life look dark for a little while.
They really do.
When you were standing under them, the clouds feel incredibly real and very heavy.
They certainly feel very heavy. But those dark clouds are not you. You are the calm blue sky behind the clouds. The stressful feelings pass through you, just like a rainstorm passes through the sky. Your true self is always safe and completely untouched by the bad weather.
Think about an airplane pilot taking off during a bad storm. The plane has to fly straight up into thick, dark, scary rain clouds. The engines are loud, the plane is shaking, and if you look out the window, you only see gray.
It looks terrible up close.
But eventually the plane breaks through the very top of those clouds. And what is always waiting up there? The bright sun and the infinite blue sky.
I love that mental picture. The blue sky is always there. It never actually left, even when you were down on the ground and could not see the sun. Your inner peace and your calm mind are exactly like that bright sky.
They are just hiding.
Yes, they are hiding behind the temporary clouds of a stressful day. You are always the sky. You are never the storm.
It sounds beautiful, but let's be realistic for a moment. It is extremely hard to remember the blue sky when you are standing in the middle of a loud storm. If I am in a tense meeting at work and people are arguing, the thunder is booming right in my ears. How do I actually remember this feeling of safety in that exact moment?
That is the hardest part for everyone. When the storm is loud, our bodies panic. To help calm the panic, we can use our imagination. I want you to imagine a strong, old stone house built on a high hill.
Okay, a strong stone house.
It has very thick walls and a heavy, solid wooden door. Inside this house, a warm, bright fire is burning in the fireplace.
Outside the house, a terrible thunderstorm is raging. The wind is screaming loudly. The cold rain is falling hard. If you are stuck outside in that weather, it is terrifying. Your hands are freezing, your clothes are wet, and the storm is totally overwhelming.
But then, imagine you step inside that stone house. You pull the heavy wooden door shut behind you. Click. Immediately, everything shifts. You can still hear the wind howling outside the window.
Right, you know the storm is still happening.
Exactly, you know it is happening. But inside the house, you are warm. You are dry. You realize the storm cannot actually touch you.
Okay, I understand the picture, but how do I, step inside that house when I am sitting at my office desk? I cannot just run away from my daily problems or hide under my chair. How do we physically find that warm safety in the middle of a normal Tuesday?
You do it by focusing on your physical body. Just pause for 1 second. Notice your feet resting on the floor. Feel the chair supporting your back. Feel your lungs pulling air in and pushing it out.
So my body is the house.
Yes, your physical body is that strong stone house. It has survived every difficult day of your entire life. When you stop overthinking and just feel your steady breath, you are stepping inside to safety.
So grounding myself in my physical body brings me back inside the house. That is a very practical tool to use. There is another picture that helps explain this deep feeling of safety too. Think about an ancient cathedral.
Oh, the cathedral.
A very old, massive stone church with incredibly high ceilings.
When you stand inside an ancient cathedral, there is a very special feeling. The building is vast and open. It is made of huge stones that have stood in the exact same place for hundreds of years. The air inside smells old and peaceful.
Outside, the heavy rain might be pouring down on the roof. The city traffic might be loud and busy. But inside, under that high ceiling, there is only quiet space. The storm outside does not shake those thick walls. The cathedral just stands there, perfectly still, waiting for the rain to stop.
I believe we all have a place inside our minds that is exactly like that cathedral. It is an ancient, quiet part of us that knows we will eventually be okay. It does not panic about a bad work meeting or a late bus. When everything in the modern world feels too loud and too fast, you can close your eyes and visit that quiet space.
That works very well for a bad morning. But I have to ask about something much harder. What happens when the storm does not just pass by? What if it actually causes real damage?
What do you mean?
Sometimes we go through truly painful things. Maybe you lose your job or you go through a sad breakup. It feels like a terrible fire has burned everything down, not just a little rain.
That is a very deep and important question. Some experiences in life are much harder than a simple rainstorm. Sometimes life really does feel like a destructive fire. For those hard times, let's look at a different picture. Imagine a beautiful green forest.
Okay.
Suddenly, a terrible wildfire sweeps through, burning the trees and the grass.
After the hot fire passes, the forest looks completely dead. The trees are black and burned. The ground is covered in thick gray ash. If you look at it, you think it is destroyed forever. You feel like nothing green or beautiful will ever grow in that dirt again.
It certainly looks completely ruined on the surface. But look deep under the ground, far below the ash. The fire and the intense heat could not reach down into the deep earth. Down there, the thick roots of the trees are still perfectly alive.
Wow, untouched by the fire.
Exactly. Millions of tiny seeds are sleeping safely in the cool dirt, completely untouched by the fire.
So the fire only destroyed what was on the top. The deepest part of the forest survived the heat. And the earth naturally remembers how to heal. Eventually, without anyone forcing it to happen, tiny green plants will push up through the gray ash. The forest will slowly grow back.
Yes, that is exactly right. And this is completely true for you too. When you go through a terrible loss, you do not have to force yourself to heal immediately. You do not have to smile all the time or pretend everything is fine.
Right, pretending is exhausting.
It really is. The healing will happen naturally, slowly, in the dark and quiet places of your mind. You just have to trust that your roots are still alive. You will grow again.
We just have to give ourselves time and patience. We do not have to fix a burned forest in one single day. But life does not always stop when we are hurting. What about when life is just pure chaos? You are hurting, but you still have to go to work, pay your bills, and buy groceries. The waves just keep crashing.
When life is loud and chaotic like that, think about a large ship sailing on the dark ocean. A heavy storm hits. Above the waterline, up on the top deck of the ship, there's total chaos. The wind is screaming, massive waves are crashing over the sides, and the sailors are running around shouting.
Up on the deck, it is terrifying and out of control. The floor is slippery, and the wind is throwing cold water in your face. It feels like the ship might sink. But what is happening below the waterline? What is it like down in the deep, heavy hull of the ship?
Below the waterline, it is a completely different world. Down in the heavy hull, there is no screaming wind. You cannot feel the crashing waves hitting the deck. Down there is only a deep quiet and the steady, strong movement of the ship pushing forward through the dark water.
Our stressful emotions live up on the noisy deck. When we are panicking about emails or worrying about money, we are running around on the deck in the freezing wind. But our true self lives down in the quiet hull. We can choose to go below the waterline and just focus on moving forward.
Yes, I think every person listening has experienced this kind of quiet strength before. Have you ever gone through a deeply sad or stressful time? But somehow, you still survived. You woke up every morning, you drank your tea or coffee, and you simply put one foot in front of the other.
I definitely have. You feel terrible on the inside, but you somehow keep going to work and doing your laundry. That simple, steady movement of surviving the day that is the hull of the ship. Even when your mind is screaming on the deck, your deep self just keeps safely moving forward through the water.
So we really do not have to fight the chaos. We don't have to stop the storm or pretend the loud noise is not happening. We just have to find a deeper, quieter place to rest while the storm blows around us.
That brings us to our final picture for today. It is the gentlest one of all. Imagine a very busy, crowded room. Maybe it is a big family party. People are talking loudly, music is booming from the speakers, and heavy plates are crashing in the kitchen. There's so much noise and movement everywhere.
But right in the very center of this loud, chaotic room, there is a comfortable chair. And curled up in that chair, a small child is sleeping peacefully. The noise is happening all around them, but they are completely relaxed.
The child is not trying to fight the noise. They are not standing up and telling everyone to be quiet. They are simply resting because they know they're completely safe in that room. The noise does not belong to them, so they just let it happen.
But I know what you might be thinking. If you are in the middle of a loud office and your boss is angry, you cannot exactly close your eyes and pretend you are a sleeping child. People would think you are crazy. How do we actually use this in real time without looking strange?
That is a great point. We need a way to use this without actually going to sleep at our desks. You told us earlier that there is a very simple, practical way to do this in just a few seconds.
Yes, it is just a quick mental reset. The next time a stressful storm hits your day, try these simple steps. First, stop whatever you are doing and take just one slow, deep breath. That takes only 2 seconds, but it calms your body.
Okay, one slow breath to pause the physical panic. Then we use the word trick we talked about earlier. We actively change the language in our minds.
Exactly. Change I am to I feel. Instead of thinking, I am totally overwhelmed right now, tell yourself, I feel overwhelmed right now. You gently remind your brain that you are not the storm. You are just experiencing some rainy weather.
That creates the safe distance. And then for just a few seconds, you can picture one of these safe places we discussed. You do not even have to close your eyes if you are in a public place. Just see the picture clearly in your mind.
Choose the picture that makes you feel the most secure. Maybe you picture the strong stone house. You imagine stepping inside and closing the heavy wooden door against the freezing wind.
Or maybe you picture the vast, ancient cathedral. You remind yourself that you have a quiet, strong space inside you that workplace drama cannot shake or destroy. Your walls are too thick for the noise to get in.
If you are going through a deep loss, you might picture the burned forest. Remind yourself that your roots are safe deep in the earth. You will naturally heal and grow green leaves again when the time is right. You do not have to rush.
Right, no rushing.
Or you picture the large ship on the ocean. You step away from the slippery, chaotic deck, go down into the quiet hull, and just focus on doing the next simple task. You just put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward.
Or simply picture that sleeping child. Rest safely in the center of the loud room, knowing the noise cannot actually hurt you. When you focus back on the real world, the problems will still be there. The emails will still be unread, but you will feel completely different inside.
Because you will remember the core truth. You are not the storm. You are the vast, calm, unbreakable sky. The dark clouds just pass through you. You do not have to be perfect. You do not have to control the weather.
It is a much gentler way to live your life. You stop fighting the heavy emotions all the time, and you start giving them space to pass by. You just have to remember who you really are. You are the sky. Before we finish today, I want to leave you with a new thought to explore on your own. We talked about a stone house, a cathedral, a forest, and a quiet ship. But what does your own personal safe picture look like? It does not have to be one of ours.
That is a lovely question. Every single person has a different place that makes their heart feel completely safe and calm. It is a very personal choice.
Think about it today. Is your safe place a cozy library filled with old books and warm yellow light? Is it a quiet green garden with a small wooden bench and singing birds? Or maybe it was your favorite bedroom from when you were a child, with rain tapping gently on the window. I encourage you to build that safe place in your mind today. Make it detailed, strong, and comfortable. That way it is perfectly ready for you the next time a storm comes. Thank you for listening to The English Echo.
Keep practicing English every day.
Small steps can make a big difference.
See you the next episode.